Hi everybody, it's Michelle and I'm here today with a planner update. You can see here I have my trusty Hobonichi, which I use every single day, and I love this thing. But I did make a change and I went ahead and I pulled all of my planning out of the Hobonichi. And I'll show you how I did that in just a second when I go over, because it's now all back in here in my Filofax personal size cover story. I love this thing too. So the Hobonichi still has everything. All of my monthly, weekly, yearly, and daily information is in here, plus some notes. I just take notes on anything and everything on the daily pages. And I'm going to do a real quick separate little video just showing how I color these pages, how I use the paint. And it's just a few minutes long, and that'll be separate, and maybe tomorrow or the day after I'll go ahead and post that. But some days I take more notes than others. They're not quite as full now that I've pulled the planning portion out of here, because I don't have any to-dos listed in here any longer. This is just from this past week. I changed, I guess it was right about here when I switched back. So you can see I do have some notes. I just go back and jot in notes on anything that was important for the day. Anything I did. You can see I watched the season finale of The Bachelor. I got really hooked on this season. Here's the little lap desk that my husband made me, so when I'm sitting in my chair I can have all of my stuff on my lap. Makes it much easier to work. So those are my pictures. Not very many notes here. This was yesterday, and there's really nothing for today because I was busy doing other things and I haven't put anything in here. But I do have these pictures, which I'm going to go ahead and put in now. I printed them out. We spent a lot of time outdoors today. It was such a beautiful day. Kids playing frisbee and doing yard work. So I just printed out a couple of pictures so I can put in here for today. And I used my LG Popo to print these pictures. And I will put a link to the blog post where I do a review of this down below if you're interested in it. Because this is not Popo paper, it's Pogo paper. I know that sounds confusing, but there is a Polaroid printer that's similar to this, and it's a Pogo, and this is the paper that goes in there. And it has the sticky back, and you can just put your pictures in. And then I'll just document some things that happen during the day in here. So this is how I'm using my Hobonichi. And it will still have all of my daily to-dos because I'm going to pull them out of here and put them in this book. So at the end of the year, everything will be in here. So let me show you what I have in here. And I did this simply because it was too cumbersome to carry around the Hobonichi with me. It just wasn't very convenient, especially when I have my shopping list, or I wanted to put my wallet back in here, so that's what I did. So inside the Filofax, I have my cards here on all these lovely card slots. I like this cover story because it does have quite a few. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 regular, and then a big long one here at the front, plus this side pocket. I have these cards. Those are the ones I use the most. And in the back, I have more cards and store cards appear in these card holders. They're just business card holders, insurance cards, that type of thing. Then stamps and whatnot here in this top-loading envelope. And then another top-loading envelope with cash and some gift cards. And in the back here, it came with a notepad, but I pulled it out because I didn't want the bulk in here, but you can stick receipts or anything else in there. I don't have anything in there right now. But that's all I need from my wallet. So this is so convenient. I have everything in here, and I just throw this in my purse and go to the store. And it matches my purse like perfectly, so that's even better. But I have many, many personal size planners. I have a lot of dominoes, the Filofax dominoes. I have day timers, which I have the Malibu in this size, which I really, really love because it's great. It's real supple and has lots of pockets. And other size planners that I found in this size. I'm sorry, other just brands of planners that I found in this size. So if I get tired of this cover, I can just switch it out with one of my other covers. And I do have this exact one in the pocket size also because I really like this design. It's one of my very favorites. And this is one of the things I like about it too. This side elastic. The dominoes go all the way across, but this just has this little latch here. And you can stuff it full because this elastic, even though it's very strong and sturdy, but it still will stretch, and you can stuff this thing with so much in there. As far as everything else that's in here, it's mostly blank paper because I have made it into my bullet journal. Besides this monthly calendar, at the very front, I have the 2015 overview. I did put an index page in here, but I will not be using this because I indexed everything in front of the Hobonichi. And all of this is going to end up in the Hobonichi, so this is kind of pointless for me. I should probably take it out. And I just have my pictures, my favorite pictures that I like to have with me all the time. This is a very hard page lifter that comes with the, this one is actually Franklin Covey. And I have it up here just as a background for my pictures. It really belongs like in the back so that your pages don't squirm underneath here, under the rings. That's why I stuck this ruler here, so it wouldn't do that. So after my calendar, I just have all of my blank paper with my bullet journal. This is all I have up here right now. On the back, I have the blank paper. I just took grid paper, a package of grid paper, and I cut it to fit in here, punched it, and put it in, and it serves as my bullet journal. It was just that easy. I prefer the grid paper. I could have used regular paper, regular lined paper, but I like the grid. And because I am using different paper, in here I do have my Coletto pen, which I do not use in my Hobonichi. And I decided to go ahead and use it in here so I can use up my ink refills because I have so many and I wasn't using it. And probably when my refills are gone, I'll just stop using it altogether. So I do my bullet journal, just marking out my to-dos for the day, you know, put in the date, my to-dos for the day, and just jotting down notes of things that happen throughout the day. Sometimes I put the weather here, or I put it in the Hobonichi. It just depends. If I have the Hobonichi in front of me, I'll go ahead and jot it in there, and I won't need it in here. But I'll do it in here so I don't forget, and I can go back later and put it in my Hobonichi. So this was last week, and what I'm going to do with this is take it out. This was a weekly sheet, just a notepad from Target. That just gives me a weekly overview. And I don't need this. I can actually throw this away because all of this is on the weekly sheets in my Hobonichi now. So this is last week. And I'm going to, this is how I'm going to add everything back in here. I actually started on Thursday, March the 5th. So I'm going to put this in there. Here. I'm just going to washi tape it in. That's how this is going to go. So it'll be there. And after tomorrow, because I like to end my weeks on a Sunday, I go Monday through Sunday. So after tomorrow, I will take the sheets I had for this past week, which are, I think there's only 2. I write very small when I do this. Monday, and it'll be these 2 sheets right here. I will take these both out and washi tape them in here, both of them, so that'll be all my notes from my bullet journal, and it'll be all contained in my Hobonichi. So like I said, at the end of the year, it's all here, all together. Now, because this is a binder, it was easy for me to go ahead and put in some tabs and put a couple of different sections in here. This was all just the daily stuff, and behind this tab I have just some business stuff, notes, and so it's separated out from the daily stuff. Just to-do list and video ideas, that type of stuff, all in here. And here's just general stuff like brain dump and just some other little recipes to try. 40 bags for 40 days, which I still want to do this. That's a great concept. I believe it's, you know, one bag for 40 days, you get rid of one bag of things, whether you throw it away, donate it, sell it. Somehow you're getting rid of all the extra stuff in your house. My online ordering sheet, so I know what I've ordered. I don't forget. And just notes to jot. And then I have all my blank papers back here. The blank grid paper, which I do cut it larger than Filofax size paper because I need more room to write. And these are all just notepads like from Walmart or Target that I had to cut down just a little. Some of them a little more, maybe like an inch to fit the height. And I punched them and I put them in here. These are the ones I use for every week. I've been using one of these sheets just to give me an overview of what I'd like to do for the week and what meals I want to plan out for the week. Some shopping lists. These are more weekly sheets. These are all from Target, these weekly sheets. And that is what I have in here. So this is what I'm trying for right now. As we all know, things can change from day to day. Planning is a process. So what's working for me today, this week, next month, probably won't be working for me 3 months from now. And that's the great thing, that you can just always change it to meet your needs. Now, one thing is, I do know I have the business info in here, which I used to keep it. I had it pretty much sectioned out in one of my Midori, but well, a book in my Midori. And I'll show you that real quick. This book. Now, I'm not using the Midori as a planner. It's just a journal, art journal type of thing. And so I have been going back and forth on how to keep track of all of those notes, because I really don't think I want to do that in here long term in the Filofax. Some of this I don't need to carry around with me all the time, because this right here will go with me everywhere that I go. But there are just some notes like on blogging, you know, that are technical type of things, you know, code and stuff you might need to insert in the blog, or just long-term notes on business notes from conferences or online training courses. And I was thinking that I wanted to put all that information in here. I ordered this Moleskine, and I may be trying that out. So this will be not planning, it'll be just notes. And so it'll all be contained in one notebook. And I'm thinking that I do want to use this size, which is the large, and it's grid. It's a grid. But I do have the smaller A6 sizes. Also, this is not a Moleskine, but it's A6 size grid. These will actually fit in my A6 size Hobonichi cover, which right now I have the Miguel Ruiz grid notebook in here. So I could use either one of these for that. And then this is actually could be put into here and carried around with me if I needed to. I'm still working all of that out on what I want to do, but I'm not sure because I think this is too small. It may be too small. I was wanting this size, so I'm working on that. So I just carry this around for now because it has some of that information in here that I need to have sometimes. I haven't gotten rid of this, but I keep it in here. This is the last thing I'm going to show you guys. When I ordered the Moleskine notebook, I ordered one of these Bible covers. I was thinking this would be good as a Hobonichi cover, but it's actually the wrong size. It's way too big. So this, actually the whole thing fits in here. I can fit the whole thing with the cover in here. So even though it doesn't work well for taking this out and using it as a cover, it works well for as a binder to hold everything together because I can put my whole Hobonichi here. And then I was able to stuff in a bunch of stuff on the side here, like stickers. These are the ones I'm using. My folders, my pencil boards that I use, just some ephemera that I have in there. And I was able to keep all this together so that if I do take a trip or something and I want to carry it, it's much easier just to put everything in here. I can even put this in here if I use this size. Fold it up together and take it to go. I think these come in smaller sizes. I would need to check the size, but I thought I was ordering the correct size and obviously not. So that is what I'm storing my Hobonichi in right now. Of course, I do have it in the cover, but it's all here tucked away in this Bible cover. So that is my update. It may be different next month, but that's what I'm doing for this month because I just have a real affection for this Filofax. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. I even love the pocket size one. It's just the paper's too small to write on and take good notes. But if I'm not using this as a bullet journal, then it makes sense to use the pocket size. I could always just downgrade back. And of course I have other pocket size planners that I could use also to switch that back out. But it's working for now. I was considering using this as a bullet journal when I first got it, but I decided that's not how I want to do that because I have this fear of needing a paper out of here and not being able to transfer it over or having to transfer too much stuff over to a new book. That's why it just makes more sense sometimes for me to put it on the ring so I can pull it in and out and put it somewhere else if I need to. Because these papers could even go into an A5 size planner if they need to. And so I don't have that fear or that anxiety about switching out sizes because I can do that if I need to. Well, that's it, guys. If you have any questions about any of this, just put it in the comments below. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.